to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the Wings and Wheels MX-5 Series, presented by GGT Energy Solutions. This evening, we're excited to bring you coverage of all the action from iRacing's virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway and Concord, North Carolina. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing with the weekly Fast Friday series. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name is Justin Prince. Alongside the booth for tonight is Braden Laster. Robert Hill Jr. is working the controls as our producer. For those that don't know, Wings and Wheels and its MX-5 Series is a league that consists of drivers racing in, well, the Mazda MX-5 cars. Its inaugural season in full swing, with drivers consisting both of the virtual and real-world variety from multiple different series, including the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup. Drivers compete in both road courses and ovals throughout this series, and tonight we swing to the oval variety, a part of the 10 points paying races on the calendar. Braden, tonight we're at Charlotte, 75 laps the distance. What's your expectations on what we should see tonight?
That definitely going to be a fun race. We've talked about the draft here, and then we're running the oval layout. We ran the oval previously in the exhibition race earlier in the season, but 24 degrees of banking at this 1.5 mile intermediate racetrack. But let me tell you, it might be an intermediate racetrack in the big, heavy stock cars, but we're in a Mazda Miata. We have about half the horsepower and about a quarter of the weight, though. So it's going to be basically a super speedway race for these guys. Full throttle the entire way around, minimal tire wear, and a great time.
And tonight should be an interesting time for those in the championship conversation as well. 2 drivers are essentially your championship fight. Joshua Soto, Deacon Greenfield. Right now, the gap has been ever increasing. Soto's been on point all season.
That's going to be hard to beat him in the night. And, I mean, you got a couple drivers that just kind of show up intermittently. Some drivers have really excelled on the ovals last time out on the oval. Saw Gateway where it was definitely a race of attrition. A lot of bigger wrecks there. And tonight, I think we'll see the same thing with that pack racing style that we see with the Mazda Miata on a high-banked oval. So this might be a big point tonight for someone like Deacon Greenfield or Joseph Burns. It might be a great opportunity to make up lost ground.
Yeah, there's an opportunity there for these drivers to do so, to say the least. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on so tonight. Now, interestingly enough, fuel strategy might come into play. 29 laps your fuel windows for this evening. That means you're talking at least for this type of a race about a 2-stopper.
Yeah, going to be very interesting to see if drivers play the more conservative fuel route and maybe just try and make it, to 33, 34 laps. So if you're in the draft, it might be possible. Might expect a caution or so. So it's going to be very interesting, too. I mean, there's a lot of interesting tidbits to look at tonight. Different strategies, different tire wear strategies. I'm sure tire wear will be a part of the picture tonight. When they're full throttle, it might not be until later in the run, but I think it will be an aspect to watch out for.
So on that note, what style of racing are we about to get unleashed here at Charlotte?
It's going to be a super speedway package, like I mentioned a minute ago. It's going to be pretty much full throttle, pack racing, side by side, and lines of not maybe single file, but it's going to be about where the numbers are, is where the momentum's going to be.
Looks like the drivers themselves have already finished up qualifying for tonight. A quick session. 6 drivers registered for tonight. Jabelski setting the pole time over Jeansonne, Joshua Soto, Deacon Greenfield, Ray Movahill, Keith Carpenter. Also part of your entries here tonight. Correct myself, we had a 7th with that entry of Jeansonne tonight. Joseph Burns is at the tail. It's an intimate setting, so to speak, for the field tonight. Your keys to a good race in this field.
Survival of the fittest. We saw at Gateway. It was all about survival. And only a handful of cars finished on the lead lap and the lead pack. But if you can stay in that lead pack, you can make it to the end. That is your best chance to win. Because you got to be up front to win, and you got to finish to be able to win.
Who's your pick?
I'm going to go with Ray Movahill. Normally in the booth with us, I know he's not a huge fan of the road courses, but rolling off there in that 5th spot, we've seen him have some speed on these ovals. I think this is his type of track.
Different look for him tonight, I believe, as well. You see him with the teal, black, and white this evening. So, should be a fun time. Are you excited? We hope you are, as we're happy to have you with us here at Maconi Entertainment for tonight's Wings and Wheels event. And it should be an intriguing one. We've seen drivers in practice, it's worth noting, testing that outside wall. We'll see if that comes into play.
Definitely going to be a huge factor here. A lot of different factors taken into account, but keeping the car clean is the biggest one of them all.
Jabelski in control for this field. Happy with this, as just said, as we are at America's home for racing here at Charlotte. On roll to get to the green flag, as we are now underway here from Charlotte. Clean start off to turn 1 already. The 2x2 as expected, keeping itself formed up. But the question's going to be, how will these drivers form each other up? The lap distance, by the way, reduced from 75 to 67. That's going to make it a bit interesting on those fuel numbers you just mentioned earlier on. Still a 2-stopper.
That definitely might make it interesting. So that 67 lap count, those 6-7 laps he took off the board might make a 1-stopper possible. Like I mentioned, it's going to be about the draft. Battle for the lead, though, that's the one to watch. Aaron Jeansonne, we've seen a lot of speed out of him this season. Started outside of Shabowski, and he's going to take the lead here on lead lap 1. First mile and a half goes to Aaron.
With the Wings Wheels Kellers on the car tonight, as well as starting things off essentially pack race style. Greenfield of Unstills trying to lead the top for the time being. The majority letting the blue line to the bottom.
Definitely that bottom seems to have the numbers right now. 4 versus 3 outside. Get to run. We look at Keith Carpenter on the top, 3 wide for the lead. We got Aaron Jeansonne on the bottom, and then Deacon Greenfield in the middle. This might not work out. Greenfield looks about going low, but still 3 wide going across the line here.
This was what they were testing to see what they can do up at the top lip tonight. And Greenfield, despite no help, doing phenomenally in the middle. A lot of bobbing and weaving. Carpenter nearly hits them. He's forced to back up, and there goes 3 wide.
Yeah, see that 3 wide didn't work out. I don't think it was going to. Carpenter able to keep it out of the wall. Does a great job of rebounding there and staying in this lead pack. Actually already making a run on the outside of Brian Shabowski in the orange car. He's in 3rd. Carpenter in that green number 16 GGT Energy Machine. Definitely energized right now.
Some energetic moments already in the early going, to say the least, but Still a lot of time for these drivers to race along tonight. It's already been made clear Carpenter just wants to go to the front. Greenfield maintaining momentum on that middle line with and without help.
Yeah, I see Carpenter definitely bringing the energy, bringing the power, bringing the momentum to the high side. Another 3-wide look for him. He's got help this time outside of Greenfield, but that's Joseph Burns in a white number 13 from last time by to second on this outside, working with working with Carpenter. But they're going to fall back a little bit here, not quite getting the run they wanted. So Tire Field still in one big pack here. Soto last of the drivers and just kind of chilling back there a little bit.
Just keeping calm, keeping cool, keeping collected. And right now, it's pretty clear. Track position may very well be key. If it stays like this, where it's hard to pass, almost like it's those old-style rookie street stock races, this is going to make it extremely difficult to be able to try and get a lead change here, you'd think.
That numbers are going to be huge here. See this outside led by Deacon Greenfield now in that blue flame, blue striped number 20 machine. Try and work his way around Aaron Jeansonne in the red car on the bottom. Just not quite able to get the momentum. I think they're going to need to play the bump draft game a little bit. Right now, Carpenter behind Greenfield, and I just don't think they can get the momentum they need. Carpenter has to lay back, get a run, use that run to bump Greenfield and then not take it 3 wide. That's, I think, the best shot at making a pass here, or Carpenter lays back so much he gets such a huge run.
Right now, Greenfield getting a small edge, happened to back up out of it though, nearly came down in front of Jeansonne. Instead, Greenfield having to reset his momentum burst. Already 6 laps complete here at Charlotte, and so far, the red and black and white machine has controlled them all.
Yeah, definitely Jeansonne, the class of the field right now, past Shabowski on that first lap, and Brian not really able to make a move and get an opportunity to get around him. So already coming up on about a 7 to 8 laps completed. So these laps are definitely going by pretty quick. About 40, 41-second laps here for the lead low. Deacon Greenfield goes low to block. Aaron Jeansonne on the apron. 2 wheels below the blue line. No yellow line, no blue line rule here. And Jeansonne hangs on for now.
Still holding on firmly, if you can put that way. Carpenter, by the way, has been shuffled to the back of the line. You know, one thing noticed so far, Soto, he's not wanting to join in on this. He's actually just about lost the draft early.
Yeah, I don't know really what his strategy is here. Maybe just trying to lay back and try and survive. I know Gateway didn't really go his way necessarily in terms of calmness. It was involved in a couple incidents and one of his few DNFs of the season. I'm not sure if it was exactly DNF, but a rare wreck for him back at Gateway. So maybe just playing it calm this time around.
Bit of staggering yet again as Jeansonne still gets himself single filed out, at least for his viewpoint. Double wide behind him.
Yeah, Soto's still trying to hang on back there, but it's all Aaron Jeansonne up front. See him, how aggressive he's getting with the block. He's got Greenfield right there behind him. Joseph Burns leading the outside lane, but Jeansonne is going below the apron on the straightaway, even a little bit in the corners trying to block.
And all that being said, some interesting times up in this race so far. It's been an interesting season, we'll say. See the dominance with Soto in a majority of these races, especially on the ovals. Jeansonne has been in the conversation a lot of times up front when he's made starts.
Yeah, but someone we haven't really talked about being up front, Joseph Burns, last place starter here tonight, going for the lead. Doesn't really have the help, doesn't have the numbers. Here comes Keith Carpenter to help him. Keith Carpenter takes it 3 wide. Greenfield thinks about peeking his nose outside of Jeansonne, and Carpenter's going outside of Burns now. 3 wide for the lead. We've seen this move work or not work, and it's not going to work again. Carpenter about puts himself in the wall, able to keep it out of it, able to rebound, and have another shot to go here in a lap or so.
So your 5th in the real world Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup points gavel. Jeansonne still in the race lead. But we've seen Burns improve a lot on the oval side as of late. He started a bit rough on the oval side. Now he has a chance to take the race lead from the high side.
Yeah, this battle for the lead definitely has been a battle to watch all race long so far. Jeansonne dominating. Burns right there, though, has Ray Mulvihill right there in line, able to help him. But look at Greenfield up high to block it, trying to build a run. Burns looking inside of him now. He's trying to steal a second. Might go 3 wide middle.
Greenfield, contact, pushed up the racetrack by Burns. And Burns not afraid to get the elbows up there. Instead, Greenfield getting himself the edge for the time being. And it's feeling like the speeds not shuffling all that much. Keeping an eye on the miles per hour as Greenfield builds up the speed down the straightaway. But 129 down the straights. They're only dropping to about 125 in the corners.
Yeah, single car speed is about 124, 125, so the draft definitely isn't a huge factor. It's a pretty substantial, but you can almost run as fast as they are right now by yourself. I think that's what Soto was even trying to do. Just a couple miles an hour slower than these guys. It's hanging back, but still in the draft waiting to use it if he gets the opportunity.
Greenfield got the lead lap, by the way, last time by, so he's got something cooking now. He maxes out at 129 miles an hour. Not enough to clear, though, for the end of the straightaway. Ray Mulvihill has moved himself up. Mulvihill forced to check up, nearly got in the back of the Greenfield.
It's almost a little ugly. I would have probably sent Greenfield around, about getting sent around by Joseph Burns, but Ray Mulvihill in that Cyan El Tequilo, something like that. It's some kind of tequila. El Bandito? Yeah, we're going with El Bandito Mazda machine. Working that high line with a couple drivers there in front of him as actually going to lose his lead car. That was Deacon Greenfield going low, going high again. So Ray's trying to get up front. Just needs a little bit of help.
Trying to work like a smooth criminal, as it says on his car. A so smooth criminal, I should say. He's still trying to find his way around the proper way. So smooth it's criminal is the text, by the way, I should rather say. Back bumpers and having parts of the text cut out is not fun, but it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, definitely thinking about going to the lead right now. Mulvihill goes high, tries to get a run. Might be trying to build some momentum off the corner, and actually going about 2-3 miles an hour fast. Look at the run. Ray Mulvihill in that Cyan car. We're going to go with Cyan or Teal. I'm not sure, but looks fast. That is for sure. Look at Keith Carpenter, though, up high.
Carpenter on the outside. Forced to lift up again. Carpenter does not look comfortable next to Carson 3 wide.
You can see the marbles on the track. And, you know, you mentioned you're a smaller car, smaller horsepower, smaller tires, smaller all around. But when you're up there in the marbles, it's not good if you're in a motorcycle, a NASCAR, or a Miata. So definitely don't want to go too high. About right where they're running, maybe car length up is the highest. I'd go in turn 1. Up there by the wall, though, definitely not too comfortable right now unless you're up there for a limited portion. Carpenter looks inside the Mulvihill, not able to seal the deal. Not to settle right now for that 5th car in this pack, 3rd one on the outside, but still Aaron Jeansonne out front in command. The best shot anyone's had was Deacon Greenfield a couple laps ago, but Jeansonne there, he passed him on the apron to get it laid back. So I think these guys are maybe playing it cool, playing calm, playing it collected, and see that track temperature 79 degrees, not too hot quite yet, but expect pit stops on about 10 laps.
Yeah, we're getting towards the edge of the fuel tanks already. And remember, if they go to the 29 on the fuel window, going to be clearly a 2-stop by about 10 laps. If you can stretch the fuel run to, say, 33, 34, well, if they're capable, should say, that's going to make it a 1-stop, but it could be tough for some of these drivers and tough in this car to save.
Yeah, the battle for the lead definitely heating up. Not trying to save anything at all. That's Joseph Burns in the middle. About to get turned in the wall. Doesn't low. Probably inches away from getting hooked by Deacon Greenfield. Greenfield goes low to the apron. Now looking middle of these two. Switches it back to the high side. And Joseph Burns now trying to take it to Aaron Jeansonne. And not really saving anything here. crossover move by Deacon Greenfield. He's got the run down the middle.
Biggest run out of anybody on the straight. He reached 130 this time. Greenfield, despite the squabbling, got the best run of the day to take the lead away up at the front.
Yeah, able to get the lead. Deacon Greenfield's going to lead across line, leaves the bottom and the outside open for Jeansonne and Burns. Both drivers take advantage of it. Greenfield pulls back to third, entering turn one, and doesn't have any momentum to hang on.
It is possible to reach the 130 mark, but you have to build a perfect spot for a run, it looks like, today. And it's been made clear by some drivers they want to push others. They are not willing to hit the bumpers at all. Greenfield just now hitting the bumpers.
See Ray Mulvihill back in this picture too. The peaks free wide. Belt gets in the right rear. Burns able to avoid contact. Has to chalk, or Keith Carpenter has to chalk up to not run over Mulvihill either. Here comes Joshua Soto with a run off of turn 4, try and get back in this picture. We've normally seen Soto lead multiple laps in a race, stay up front, run 1, 2, maybe third at worst, but very uncharacteristic of Joshua Soto here.
He's carrying a fair amount of speed right now, despite being in the middle of the corner. So he's got himself that quadruple toe, just about. But one thing noticing, he's not taking the full runs. He just lifted hard down the straightaway.
Yeah, definitely not making the most of it. Just playing it cool, playing it calm, and playing it collected. They have one faster per if they need it. Ray Mulvihill thinks about using it, though, getting a run free wide off of turn 4, about pushing himself in the wall. Still keeps his foot in the gas, and finally has to lift to avoid contact with the wall and Keith Carpenter.
I think Soto might be saving fuel because he is just about clutching as Keith Carpenter had to back out of it. Soto is the only one that's getting massive throttle input variation on the sounds, at least, on the 07.
Yeah, he's fallen back a little bit there. He's got Keith Carpenter his outside, but still in the lead pack. 128 through the corner is absolutely flying for Soto. So he's able to keep the momentum on the corner exit and throughout the corner versus everyone else, and he's just not carrying the speed down the straightaway. So I think fuel save is the move here for Joshua Soto. As you know, if you can make it a 33, you might be able to make it a one-stop or pit stops about 35, 45 seconds all once it's all said and done here. So if you can save you 45 seconds on track, even if you're not in the draft, because you're going to be out of cycle, you can probably sneak a win.
Mulvihill trying to sneak a 3-wide move up the middle. Instead, he's able to get himself hold to the bottom, but Burns cuts him off. Burns, he is one of those that is extremely aggressive on his maneuvers. He's back to the outside again.
Inside definitely has the numbers 5 versus 2 right now. Burns leading the outside. Keith Carpenter, who's not afraid to take a 3-wide behind Burns, actually running way up the track right now in that green 16. Not quite to the bumper of Burns, not able to give them any help. They're not the help they need. We might see a bit of a shuffle down pit road in the next couple of laps, but see Keith Carpenter taking 3-wide outside once again. Doubt he's able to do anything with it, but we'll see.
Yet again, all the way to the outside. We've seen it work if you get enough cars up there. Carpenter had no cars to work with.
Yeah, definitely needs to get a run and get some help. That's the biggest thing I can tell Keith Carpenter right now. He's got the momentum. He's got to time it perfect. You know, maybe have someone get momentum behind him and run with him. If I'm Ray Mulvihill, if I'm Joshua Soto, I just want to go up here and get to the front and get up front quick. I think that's the best way to do it.
About to become a big concern here in the next couple laps. Curious thing is going to be, will it play out with green flag stops? Or will we see a competition yellow again? We've seen comp yellows be the case of the road courses this season.
Well, honestly, we have cautions turned on for the night too. Is the thing. We just kept it clean and green, unlike the road courses where it's no guaranteed cautions. And typically, if they need a competition caution, throw it. But this battle for the lead definitely might bring out caution. Greenfield in the middle with the advantage. That's Aaron Jeansonne blinking on the bottom. And there goes Joseph Burns on the outside. Falls back a little bit, but still side by side here, able to build a momentum. 130 miles an hour for Joseph Burns. Talk about the side draft effect. Instead of slowing down the other cars, he picked up speed.
For the lead, Burns near contact. Jeansonne yet again having the better run inside. Greenfield takes the middle, takes it back topside, forcing Burns to work with him.
A bump by Burns there to Greenfield, not able to seal the deal though. Going to keep this case locked up for now as Jeansonne still hangs on to that bottom, hangs on to the lead. Burns doesn't really commit to a line yet. Ray Mulvihill says he's putting in this time though. So we'll see. That might have been a miscommunication or he was coming in. Yellow flag actually out.
And it looks like the answer to our question is the caution variety. And that comes just before the estimated fuel window by a couple laps there.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting because they're not good to go from here. This is going to become a two-stopper, it looks like, unless they're able to save a handful of laps. Still need to go about 10 more laps, give or take, before they are good to go on fuel.
So, caution variety is the answer to the question. No incidents, just some door banging so far tonight. Greenfield and Jeansonne have been your two front runners that have been able to lead laps so far. Everybody else not able to get themselves across to the point yet. So, gonna be interesting to see how the tire strap plays out, because that might become your difference maker in a moment's time. If for those who take no tires versus taking rubber for the race off pit road, we'll see who's going to calculate that in what way. As we have a lot of slow cars, we've had contact in the queue. Chibowski just got hammered by Joshua Soto.
Yeah, a bit of a stack there on pit lane entry due to Aaron Jeansonne had to blink when he was entering pit road, basically disappeared and no one else could see him. And Brian Chibowski, heavy back bumper damage for him, might have to take that fast repair. I don't think it will affect him too much, but see a replay there. Joshua Soto, heavy front end damage. That's definitely going to affect the handling of his car. Looks like he does take a fast repair, Soto does. So that's his fast repair gone. Heartbreak for him as he's already coasted basically the entire first half of this race to not get in an accident and get in an accident under caution.
The front end was demolished there. Looks like we have mixtures of 2-tire, 4-tire, and more here. Jeansonne first out. Greenfield second out. Soto does come out fourth here. Soto only a 26-second pit stop. Others like Carpenter and Moore taking about a 30-plus second stop. Chibowski, after the contact, currently just taking time at the pit stall to fix things himself.
Yeah, Jeansonne maintains the lead. I think it's going to be crucial hanging on to the lead in the race. Although we saw on the initial start there, Brian Chibowski got passed by Jeansonne. Chibowski, by the way, with that back bumper damage, did not take his fast repair. But we saw the outside car get the lead. That was Aaron Jeansonne over Chibowski. Now Deacon Greenfield will be the outside car, so might be presented with the same opportunity.
So lights are already out, so we'll stay here. Well, that was a quick caution with nobody a lap down. Not a surprise. Jeansonne, Greenfield, Burns, Soto, Carpenter, Mulvihill, Chibowski, how they're lined up for this restart.
You know, this is a track, JP. I've had the pleasure of racing that in real life on the Arkham Menards platform. Unfortunately, I spun out here twice. I didn't hit anything. But I'm sure these guys definitely are having a blast out here. Super Studio package for them, basically, and out there having a good time, having fun. And this track, it can be pretty tricky in a stock car, but these little Miatas, these guys are getting around here pretty good right now.
So, it's going to be a wild restart once again. How does Soto play this? This is going to be the interesting one in this.
I mean, he's got that fast repair gone now, and everyone else has it still in their bank, so he can't really deposit that and withdraw it if he needs to. So I think just play it calm, play it collected, the same way he did at first. And be there at the end is the biggest thing for Soto.
Low roll as they come up to the restart zone. Jeansonne and Greenfield, your front row. Green flag is out, back it away. And Greenfield getting some good momentum. Soto trying to give some pushes.
Jeansonne does a great job at hanging on. Look at this battle for the lead. That's Joshua Soto. No fast repair for him. No problem. No worries about gets put in the wall. About towards Dick Greenfield and still sliding on by. Look at the run for Joshua Soto in the black and white machine up top.
Best run out of anybody. In fact, he might just about clear. Just about did for the top line, but elected to go back up instead of making contact.
See Joshua Soto falling back. Now fourth car in this pack. Maybe having a shot at the lead, but has no help. Joseph Burns in the all-white car there. Actually, it's not a white car, but they're on the bottom behind Jeansonne.
Them work 2 by 2 as they go to the corners here. Soto, he wants to go places fast. A huge run, fastest run of anybody again. 131 miles an hour, clears both lanes, but didn't take the left turn down.
Had their leaders cleared Greenfield and Jeansonne by about a quarter of a car length, gets pushed up the track by Greenfield, not into the wall though, but Soto goes from the lead to the last, and oh man, talk about throwing an anchor out the window.
That's going to push him all the way to the back. It looks like going to play it safe yet again after that sequence. All that's with your same two front runners leading each of the lines. Jeansonne and Greenfield. Burns once again a pusher as Greenfield tries to get the edge down the straightaway. Can't clear.
And see Carpenter back in that picture. A second car on the outside. We've seen him in this position time and time again. Lays back, gets the run, goes through wide, not able to seal the deal. He was able to put something together here and decided to push Greenfield actually a little bit, come out before, I believe.
Now Burns getting squirrely, trying to go 3 wide. Wall crunch as well in that sequence, I believe, for Carpenter. Mulvihill getting loose as well.
All drivers able to keep it going straight for the most part. Still in the lead pack, first through seventh there. And Jeansonne still your leader. 3 wide. You see Carpenter taking his routine move up by the wall, but not moving from it.
Several times tonight, Carpenter try and go high side, get it run. Hasn't worked each and every one of those times so far. That's why he has to reset. Already 33 laps down quickly at the halfway mark in this race. Yet again, 3 wide for the lead.
See this move time and time again. Carpenter's able to hang on so far. Mulvihill thinks about maybe taking it forward. Looking inside of Carpenter there. Going back and forth, weaving through the middle. Not able to find a hole that he wants or he's comfortable with. Oh, but look at Joseph Burns. He's going to find a hole 4 wide for a second. No, they are going to be 4 wide. Joseph Burns second on the inside there.
Somebody has to back up. Greenfield nearly got glued to a couple cars despite the distance. That's going to force him way top side. Nearly into the door of Burns.
Still 3 wide down the front straightaway. Jeansonne on the bottom, Burns in the middle, and Greenfield up top. Carpenter is pushing Greenfield up top. Mulvihill is playing the bottom in the middle, not pushing anyone yet. Trying to get a run. Might take it 3, might take it 4 here.
There's barely enough room for the 4 wide on a track like this tonight. Down the straightaway, Greenfield is still getting the upper hand. But right now, Burns, the thorn in his side, a bit of a squeeze. Once again, near contact to the door.
If anyone can take it 4 wide out Charlotte, these talented drivers in this series, let me tell you. The best drivers in the real world platforms, from Mazda to Indy Next to the virtual platforms here on iRace. So these drivers are putting a show week in and week out. And so far, for Joshua Soto, been dominant all season, but not tonight. Shade of a different tail. Been Aaron Jeansonne.
They are backing off the 3 wide. Mulvihill thought about moving middle for a moment. Keeps it bottom. Carpenter preferring to help top side. Carpenter, if anything, looks to try and lock things up. They go 2 by 2.
I see Mulvihill still playing the bottom. There's got Carpenter that's outside. Not quite able to pick the lane that he wants to. I've noticed Ray's been sitting there building momentum in the middle lane, going down low. Not elected to choose a side yet, but puts himself in a great position to if he wants to.
Now, championship front runner, Joshua Soto still in the popcorn seat too. Burns just about got a chance to clear this time, couldn't.
Carpenter trying to maybe stay in the picture, running that high lane. Mulvihill goes below the apron, inside of Burns, now going to side draft him. Bull Burns back in the 13 machine. Ray Mulvihill in that TLL Bandito scheme looks inside of Burns, outside of Jeansonne. Contact into the wall, Joseph Burns spinning around Greenfield, around as well. And just like that, heartbreak for their leaders. No caution yet. Caution comes out late, and we have racked them, and we're going to have to re-rack them the way these cars have absolutely destroyed these clips.
It's going to be close on the fuel mileage here in theory. We're just at inside 30 laps to go for the timing. Had a feeling something like this may eventually happen. 2 cars get hooked together for crash.
I see him there, 3-4 wide almost. Going across the front stretch. Joseph Burns in the middle. And that's Carpenter on the outside there. And that's wrong place, wrong time. Both cars fighting for the same piece of real estate. Then Chabowski makes contact then with, I'm not sure who. Is that Carpenter? Yeah, Carpenter comes down and makes contact there with a couple drivers, Chabowski. So 4 drivers involved in that one. Chabowski's the only one I think able to really keep going. Some heavy damage. Carpenter able to keep it on all 4 wheels as well, but they're not leaving on or off the track.
Under caution here on Maconi Entertainment. We'll take a step aside when we come back. The restart. Close field situations here from Charlotte.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Charlotte, where we're under caution for the second time tonight. This caution getting us just about to the fuel window. Interestingly enough, Jeansonne, the only driver not to pit there. We'll see if that ends up coming back to bite him, or if he's going to have a chance to get service under a yellow flag. Everybody else is on that teeter's edge here, Braden.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that strategy called by Jeansonne unless someone either has the wrong fuel number from practice that was given to us, or he's got something in his fuel tank, extra big fuel line, or something that we just don't know about. So, by my calculations, he should be out of gas with 10 laps to go, give or take. Not really sure. unless something changed, able to add more fuel than what they started with, something like that. That will be a unique call. Keith Carpenter involved in that wreck. We start on the outside front row here, though.
Didn't take the fast repair either, believe. Has some damage on the left front. 5 are on the racetrack for this restart. Also note Jabelski, significant right side damage. Burns and Greenfield, who both lost tires from the incident, are yet to get their fast repairs. In fact, Greenfield just finished his tow now. It took them 2 laps to get back across the track.
Yeah, going to definitely hurt those guys big time. They're actually, Joseph Burns still in pits, getting service. Just now, tires are car up in the air, getting left side tires. So, they're going short lap now.
All set to get back underway here. Jeansonne up front. Green flag is out. Back underway with 27 laps to go. And no one else got a good jump at all. Behind him, a big buffer.
They're going to be Aaron Jeansonne show once again for at least the next mile or so. Joshua Soto there in second, slides by Carpenter, and big run for Soto, about 4 or 5 mile an hour speed difference coming off of turn 2. Soto's going to have a run, going to have an opportunity here.
Soto trying to go on the outside and get the run done. He stays up against the wall, all while Mulvihill zooms on by. Soto does not want to be up front here.
Soto falling back once again, anchor out the passenger window. We'll have to set up for at least 4th or 5th coming across the line, but Ray Mulvihill to the front, 200th of a second off of the lead, and they got Joseph Burns back in front. They're going to get the draft here.
That time by, led lap still went to Jeansonne. And some big giggles starting to form up as they reach lap traffic in Burns. Of note, they are near identical speed to the lap traffic for the time being. Mulvihill still trying to make the move on his own.
Let's see Ray Mulvihill with no help yet. Got Keith Carpenter moving to the outside, still not to the back bumper though. He's got the draft off of Joseph Burns out front. I think that might help him a little bit. Mulvihill 2-3 miles an hour faster across the line. Ray Mulvihill lap leader last time by 1/1000th of a second.
Bad for him as they go to the corner. Jeansonne rides the blue line, clears on by Mulvihill for a moment. And now Carpenter trying to get a run again. Of note, Burns starting to feed draft a little bit to the leaders. They are starting to set some of their fastest speeds down the straightaway now that they have an additional car to draft off of.
Ray Mulvihill slides in line for a split second, pulls right back out. He's got help this time. Keith Carpenter in line behind him. You see Keith Carpenter take it 3 wide outside. Now go and do the same move again. Looks like setting up for it. They've got the draft off of Joseph Burns. They're trying not to go 3rd lap down.
Don't want to lose the lap, but he does. He lifts hard to the point where Carpenter still hit him.
Big run from Mulvihill though. So no help from either of their leaders right now. It's just a drag race down the back straightaway. Mulvihill quarter car length advantage, maybe less through 3 and 4. Jeansonne has that bottom though.
And Mulvihill trying to do something, anything from that top groove. 3/100ths the difference last time by the stripe. Jabelski's still in the mix too. Despite the right front damage, it's not holding him back. Same for Carpenter's left side.
No, definitely not a huge drag in the wind for sure. Carpenter looking 3 wide outside. Doesn't get the run, doesn't have the momentum. Mulvihill goes up the block. Gonna open the door for Carpenter, pull a crossover move here maybe. Got a decent run going to turn 3 and 4. Mulvihill to the lead. Had a little bit of an air bump. Jeansonne to the apron, tried to get the lead back. Looking inside of Mulvihill, he's going to get the lead from 3 and 4. But Ray Mulvihill out of nowhere, he got a huge air push from Keith Carpenter.
Crowbar out, so to speak. Push him off the bottom, why don't you? As Jeansonne moves up to the point. And they are getting the elbows out like there's no one's business to be able to make these moves right now.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have the help of someone behind the like Keith Carpenter that can be able to build a run and get their back bumper. Carpenter has a run right now. He's got the help with him as well. Joseph Burns as Mulvihill is going to go to the bottom behind Jeansonne. And Burns right now and Carpenter are working the outside group. They're going to fall back a little bit.
20 laps to go and still a lot to consider here. What goes through your mind in a race like this with what we've now seen with 5 on the lead lap, all of them in the main pack, but all of them being uber aggressive.
Yeah, right about now, definitely Death gripping the steering wheel, hoping for the best and thinking of the worst that can happen, hoping that doesn't happen. Jeansonne right now is definitely thinking of how this race is going to be lost. Less than 20 laps to go, and he's led almost every single lap up to this point. He's been the man to beat.
Look that way all night long with how they've raced it. Now, it's the matter of how they close it. Single file for the time being. It looks like for the time being, at least a couple of these drivers wanted to calm down things outside of Carpenter.
Yeah, Jeansonne definitely doesn't mind them being too aggressive behind him. He doesn't want them being aggressive beside him. That's the big worry for Jeansonne there. Doesn't want to get right there out of the lead. Got Mulvihill playing it calm for the most part right now behind him, but eager to take an opportunity if Jeansonne opens the door for one.
Yeah, and now you have to consider the lap traffic going to play that factor you said with Burns. Who's he going to be able to work with here is a question. Sometimes Soto's got to make a move, though.
That's definitely going to be a big one to watch. I mean, he's been back there in the back of the lead pack this entire race. 6 cars are in the lead pack on the lead lap, except for Burns. Nick Greenfield about a quarter of a lap behind him, kind of Sunday cruising. But Soto, I mean, doesn't have to crash the pitch. I think he's waiting until the last 2 or 3 laps. You've seen him take the lead once already after the restart. So he knows how to get up there. I think he's just playing a patient game.
To be calm, cool, and collected in these types of races. We're seeing a lot of it tonight. That's how they played things today. It's coming to 17 laps to go in this one as the inside line, the line to work with.
Yeah, Soto back there, we talked about a second ago, gets in line behind Joseph Burns, might, start playing with some momentum, might build a run. Ray Mulvihill is doing that right now, building around the outside. He's going to have momentum off the corner. Carpenter once again to his back bumper. Mulvihill looking low, stays out on the high side, now goes low, and Carpenter with a huge run and with help.
This lap traffic behind Burns. Not willing to push anybody, though. That's going to cost Carpenter's run again.
One thing Shane I love to say is when you're a lap car, I'm not going to win the race, but I can definitely affect who wins the race. And that's exactly what Justin Burns is doing right now. He's the car who's been an aggressive pusher all night, been able to be up front for most of the night too before that accident. And he can definitely be super aggressive when it comes to pushing. And definitely push Carpenter to the lead if he wanted to. It's a matter of not wrecking him. You don't want to be the guy that wrecks or leave that car on the track.
They work their way to 15 laps to go this time by. Race with some different maneuvers, some 3 wide here and there. I'm curious if Jeansonne's going to make it on gas here with how he stayed out before. Everybody else is driving like they are good to go.
You know what I'm thinking here, JP? I think we should pull him in and ask him.
You want to try that?
Aaron Jeansonne, we got you in the booth here. How's your fuel picture looking?
I thought it'd be looking fine because I took the auto fuel feature, and now it's looking like it might be a lap short, so things could get interesting.
Well, other than that, you've been playing defense all night, side by side now for the lead. What's the key to staying up front here?
Just hugging that bottom all the way around. The draft only seldomly seems like it's enough on the back straight for someone to clear me coming into 3 and 4. And if they give me even an inch on the bottom, I'll try to make them pay for it and take the lead back. So just been trying to stay up front and stay out of trouble.
You're actually going to lose the lead across the line there. We'll let you get back to it, and best of luck, and hopefully we're talking to you later.
Thank you, for sure.
Aaron Jeansonne sweating bullets. Hopefully those sweat tears are going into their fuel tank.
Interesting you mentioned the auto fuel feature. That is a choice to consider because Remember, usually you have the option to here let iRacing fill it up to a certain point. You can fill it up to whatever you want it to be. Which leads to the obvious question. How did everyone else fill up their tanks?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of what feature you use. I just don't think there was enough fuel to begin with. Because it's only going to fill up to the maximum amount, and I don't think there were too many laps left for the maximum amount of fuel. I think that was the issue for Jeansonne there. It doesn't matter if he could have filled it up all the way. Autofuel probably did fill it up all the way. There's just only so many laps you can get on a tank of gas.
Now having to know the fuel situation, that's got to increase the urgency. He made it clear though. You pass him, get down to the bottom, he's going right back to the bottom, no matter what it seems. We've seen it twice.
Yeah, I see Ray Mulvihill hang on this outside, actually doing the best anyone's done all race long so far. So Mulvihill out of nowhere, I don't know if he's listening, but he's probably figuring that Jeansonne's got to be pushing it on fuel, and he wants to be that guy on the outside of Jeansonne when he starts to, lose power and run out of gas.
Well, 11 laps to go. Oh, and Carpenter's in the wall.
Hard hit for Keith Carpenter back there. Caution is out. He's already cleared the field, and Keith Carpenter right front, right side mangled.
And he's already trying to cut his way to the grass to get to pit road. That's going to really help the leader. Let's take a look.
See, Carpenter had a run. I think he goes to the high side to build a run and just hits a bump and unsettles the car and unsettles the wall. Unfortunately, too, the thing is, the wall definitely does not move versus the car in that case. So the wall will win 110% of the time in that battle. As Carpenter going to take it to the garage tonight.
Unfortunate to say the least. But again, this is exactly what Aaron needed for fuel. He is coming in.
So see him giving up the lead, and the field's going to follow him through. Meanwhile, this is actually going to help out Justin Burns and Deacon Greenfield. They should get a couple wave arounds here. Just maybe. We will find. Typically, go based off of previous races, they will get a wave around to get back on lead the lap.
Carpenter did leave the racing surface. Interestingly enough, he's amongst those who left the facility for a moment. Now, scoring could get interesting for a moment because here's the thing, Greenfield's the lucky dog. He just got waved around twice. He might end up accidentally being a lap ahead of everybody. We'll see if that's the case. Shabelski first off the lane. Only a 2-second stop to take the faster pair.
Yeah, definitely going to be maybe the winning move. We've seen how dominant being the lead car can be, and Brian Shabowski hasn't led except the first 200 feet of tonight, so going to have a chance to go out here and maybe be either a winner in 10 laps time, give or take.
We'll see what happens here. Again, drivers having to sort themselves out here for the next little bit. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick step aside? We come back, field should be sorted out by then. Maconi Entertainment as we get ready for restart soon.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Want to go signal on the racetrack as Shibelski lead laps for the first time today. Will this be where he finishes, or can someone like Jeansonne or Soto change that fact? We've already seen today the control car or the current leader hard to pass all night.
Yeah, going to be fun to watch how Shabowski's able to hang on Jeansonne on the outside. They have lined up 1, 2, 3 the exact same way they started initially. Soto there in third after hanging back for most of the night. He'll have a shot to go and get this win, and we'll go green with about 7 laps left, and it's going to be a drag race to finish.
So it looks like Greenfield sorted out the extra wave round situation himself here. Everyone else just about sorted. Burns is supposed to go around in their time. That's how far back he was. He'll be on the lead lap, but a ways back from the field. Keith Carpenter, the only one laps down because he willingly left the track. Didn't want to wait. So, 7 laps to decide it. Spelski, Jeansonne, Soto, your front row. Green flag, green flag. Already the outside getting a better launch this time at least, as they try and sort themselves out here.
Trying to hang on, that's a lot better start than the initial start. But makes contact, I think he did make contact through 1 and 2. Robert getting the box gloves out. Jeansonne on the outside doesn't have much help. Ray Mulvihill takes it 3 wide outside. Ray Mulvihill with a huge run off the corner.
Died out on the top though, no one to pull off of. Ski the short distance around, able to clear by Jeansonne. Now what does Aaron do? He's lost his preferred groove he's ran all race long. He's got a huge one down the front straightaway. Can he get the clear sign? No.
By inches. I mean, if he comes down right now, he might be clear. He is going to be clear. Doesn't come down. Just comes down a second too late. Not able to get in front of Burns or Shabowski. As Joseph Burns, by the way, up there on him. He's about half a lap behind these guys, waiting for them to wreck. But Ray Mulvihill falls back on the outside. Deacon Greenfield on the inside, pushing the line leaders here. No one's able to really make a move, it seems.
Jeansonne seems to have the best chance to clear. He nearly cleared again. He has help from Mulvihill, coming to 5 laps to go. The inside is all powerful still. Greenfield trying to find some power, pushing inside. Side by side, Shabowski led last time by.
Greenfield there on the bottom, pushing Shabowski. Ray Mulvihill up top, pushing Jeansonne. Ray Mulvihill playing the lanes, trying to build a run, build some momentum. Not able to do so yet.
And Mulvihill with a huge shot to the back end of Jeansonne. That helps out the lead change. Jeansonne clears on by with the help of Mulvihill with less than 5 laps to go.
Mulvihill going to fall back as Jeansonne takes the lead over Shabowski. Single file line for a split second. Shabowski plays across and moves, looking on the high side. He's got Greenfield behind him. Mulvihill's going to go low, push Jeansonne, and coming to the final couple laps, you think they're definitely heating up.
Under 4 to go. Jeansonne's dominated this race, has led much of the way. He looks to finish out this one. Greenfield, he just wants to change up the equation. bad bump draft inside. One outside nearly clears, instead stays side by side.
Got a couple drivers here all looking for their first wins of the season. Aaron Jeansonne, though, definitely trying to win this one after being dominant all night. It'd be heartbreak for him. He's not able to find victory lane, but he's hanging on for dear life right now.
Under 3 to go. Right now, no edge from the outside anymore. Soto, by the way, he has no chance with how it's looking right now. Greenfield taking a chance himself, takes it 3 wide in the battle for second.
And looking at their top 3 right now, all have a pretty even shot. Winning contact, Sebastian the wall, Greenfield around, goes Joshua Soto around, no fast repair for him. And the only 2 drivers left remaining are Aaron Jeansonne and Ray Mulvihill. The rest of the field get the flatbeds out, get the ambulances out, and get the tarps out.
Caution flag is out, and this was a wild one. Let's see.
Contact from Sebastian goes up the track. With a little bit of help, it looked like there. See if we can get another angle. But that's going to be a race for a couple of these guys. They were 3 wide going into turn 3, and it looked like Sebastian kind of bounces up the track as some help from Ray Mulvihill. Ray hits the apron, goes up into Sebastian. Sebastian up into Greenfield. At that point, Soto nowhere to go for him either. So let me tell you, Joseph Burns also makes it through by virtue of the fact he was a straightaway behind the cars. So this is huge for Joseph Burns as well, back in this one.
All 3 have taken faster pairs. All 3 take him out of the equation. Well, this is going to be helpful for Burns at least, because remember, he had all those waves and had just gotten a lead lap back prior to the restart. 3 cars with a chance now. Jeansonne, Mulvihill, and Burns. A lot more different than I think some people may have expected this closing to be.
Yeah, definitely going to come down to the final lap here. Green and white checkered territory now. It's going to be Jeansonne, Burns, and Ray Mulvihill. See who's able to make out pit lane as Mulvihill goes in for tires. That might be the winning difference. But right now, nobody else on track besides Jeansonne and Burns.
So on that note, remember next time out, it's October the 3rd, the next race actually. That will be at Road Atlanta, a road race. That separation with RTP's finale next week. Once again, for that series. Again, remember though, IndyCar starting off its series here tonight. That will have some overlap with the iRacing social media platforms for the RTP finale.
Yeah, the finale definitely coming up in a couple of races time too for the GGT Energy series presented by Wings and Wheels. So it's going to be a fun final stretch for these guys too. I believe, don't quote me here, do quote me if I'm wrong, but you got Road Atlanta, Watkins Glen, and the finale in Martinsville at the end of October. So only 3 or 4 more races left for these guys. Joshua Soto, reminder, came into the night as your points leader, and comfortable lead for now, but Steve is able to change.
Light still on top of the iRacing pace car. Shabelski has retired the car. Everyone else involved in the incident still on pit road. Keith Carpenter is back in the race. He's 10 laps down, demolished.
Well, gotta give them credit. They got the duct tape, the Bondo, and the zip ties out. They're out there chugging along. We're looking low, let me tell you. First-time winner this season. Because looking at this, I couldn't believe this. I double checked, but Aaron Jeansonne has yet to win a race this season. He's been fast all season, just not able to beat Joshua Soto. Joseph Burns there in second. Not able to find victory lane. Ray Mulvihill, very limited schedule for him. Normally joining us in the booth. But Joshua Soto, the only repeat or the only previous winner in the field, currently in pit lane getting damaged. So might be a 3-race or 3-car drag race here. We're looking for a first-time winner for the Wings and Wheels MX-5 series presented by GGT Energy Solutions. So it's going to be a clean and energized finish for these guys.
Remember, if they take the white flag, it's a race to the checkered. If we hit a caution flag before the white flag, we'll re-rack them and stack them one more time. Just 2 attempts available in this series, so if there's an incident before the white flag on that second attempt, the race will finish under yellow. Green, white, checkered attempt number 1. And so, if you're one of the drivers not car 24, how do you approach this?
Well, look at the limited cars out here in the field. The numbers aren't there. I'm sure Joseph Burns and Ray Mulva are going to do everything they can to prevent Jeansonne from winning this one. But Keith Carpenter, 9 laps down, will definitely play a factor. He can give someone a huge shove even if he's off the pace, and that might push him to the win. So lights are off the pace car. This is going to get real exciting.
Be an interesting finish. See how this closes. Oh, there's a wave around. It looks like this time for Carpenter, he's trying to take some. Or at least a lap himself on his own. Not sure. But a 3-car shootout for the race win. Right side for Soto, no change at the point standings, likely already ahead of his championship rival. Burns with a chance to make some inroads despite anything that happens here, but 2 laps to go. Green flag is out, 2 laps to go.
3-car race. Carpenter does not catch the lead pack. Joseph Burns gets in line behind Jeansonne. Ray Mulvihill, they're in 3rd.
Jeansonne's been near unstoppable at the bottom of the racetrack. Burns looking to pull off an upset. Mulvihill losing a lot of ground to start. He'll need a lot of momentum to catch back up. Burns taking an attempt. Jeansonne trying to keep it through the speed. Has the shorter distance. There goes Mulvihill.
Mulvihill with a huge run down the back road to get to the back bumper. These drivers doesn't push anyone yet. Looks middle, doesn't able to find a, or not able to find a hole yet. White flag in the air and in the sights of Aaron Jeansonne.
Final time around. Who will get the checker flag the next time? Jeansonne or Burns? They are the 2 in control, side by side for the lead.
Ray Mulvihill there in 3rd. Shine car on the inside, goes below the apron, thinks about making a move, comes back up the track. Burns on the outside, Jeansonne leading on the bottom, gets a little shove from Mulvihill. It's a drag race down the back straightaway.
Burns has the edge down the straightaway, but a push from Mulvihill. That helps out Jeansonne. Mulvihill still pushes, gets him loose, slams him into the wall. Jeansonne crashes. Mulvihill crashing. He gets it to Burns. They all crash at the line. At the end, it's Mulvihill who will slide to the grass and pick up the win.
Drag race through the grass across the line for 2nd. Aaron Jeansonne tries to limp it home, able to barely lose out. 2nd to Burns. Burns by 0.4 of a second cross line. We're going to get a replay and see what all broke down. There's a move from Ray Mulvihill. Ray enters the corner on the back bumper of Aaron Jeansonne and just never lifts. He knew how to get him loose, move him up the track. I don't think he meant to wreck him. I think he meant to rattle his cage. This car is very easy to turn. Huge hit there for Jeansonne. Sends Mulvihill down the track on an apron. Burns has the high side momentum coming off the corner. Mulvihill loose, still trying to save it. Makes contact with Burns, sends him in the wall. Now both drivers sliding into the grass here. At this point, it's just a drag race to the line. 150 feet to go. Burns into the wall. Mulvihill through the grass sideways. Both drivers are. Smoke coming 50 feet to go. And then finally, the last second, Mulvihill is able to keep it straight and steal the win.
An unreal way to end it. Shades of how Mulvihill picked up a win in an exhibition earlier in the season. But that's going to have a lot of conversation for the post-race. Speaking of which, it's coming up after this. You're watching Maconi Entertainment.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need: Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Maconi Entertainment for coverage of Wings and Wheels after a pretty wild finish to this race. Ray Mulvihill picks up the win unofficially. The difference, 9 seconds. Burns spun out before he got to the line. He had a drag race in the end with Jeansonne almost, but they're trying to get it fired back up in the grass. Out of the race, Soto, Greenfield, Shabelski, and Carpenter after a wild finish. Again, that's look top to bottom of the running order here tonight. Where do we even begin is the question. Well, why don't we start at the top? Ray Mulvihill comes away with the win tonight. Ray, quite simple. What happened?
That's it. Honestly, I'm embarrassed on that one. Was talking with Aaron. It's like, hey, I was working well with him. I wanted him to get his first win tonight. I'm just going to stick with him. I've had some good shoving, like good pushes for him throughout tonight, and we were working well together. We went in the 3, locked up on his bumper, and I must have just came off square just enough that his car wiggled, and I thought he just kind of got pushed up the track a little bit, so I bailed out of the gas. I'm like, I want him to win. I bailed out of the gas, did a hard left, and I was like on ice, and I was trying to fix it. I'm doing brake, clutch, gas, everything. Next thing I know, I guess I'm in the burns. I'm like, I'm just trying to stop right now. And it came up U1. I'm like, this is not how I want to do this. So thank everyone for coming out. Yeah, it's a win, but not anything exciting. I'll say that.
How would you describe the combination throughout the night with what we've seen? It seemed like it was going to be hard to pass all night.
It was hard to pass. You get a run, and I was just like, I'm just going to stay back, hang tight, and you get a run, but you couldn't do anything with it. And with that being that long of a race, our car count being as low as it was, it's like there's no sense of being aggressive and try shoving it 3-4 wide. I mean, we were joking about it, and we had some 3-wide race in there, but yeah, it was the run killer. Like, unless you had a gap you could take, and once there's a couple of times I'd try to jump to the outside and it just you stall out. When we go to the draft, I was talking with Aaron. He's like, yeah, real life, these things work really well drafting together, bump drafting and all that. And unfortunately, here on the sim, that doesn't correlate. And yeah, if you get just off square, you get the finish we had. And I want to apologize to Joe and to Aaron, not the way I wanted this race to end. We had the makings for a heck of a 3-wide finish.
So, anyone want to give a shout out to on that note here tonight?
Yeah, so I want to, JP, Brighton, you guys in the booth obviously always do a great job there at Maconi Entertainment. We appreciate what you guys do for us. Wings and Wheels Foundation, Bree, I mean, she puts her heart and soul into the Wings and Wheels, and the whole purpose of this league is to bring awareness to what Wings and Wheels is. GGT Energy, without them, this wouldn't be possible. And bringing El Bandito Yankee on. Unfortunately, I got to go back to the firehouse after this race, so I won't be enjoying any El Bandito tonight. But I'll drink a celebratory glass when I get off shift. So thank you guys.
Well, thank you very much for your time, and congrats on the run.
Thank you.
Rainbow Hill coming away first across the line tonight. Second spot, Joseph Burns. He's with Braden.
Joseph, it was a drag race all night long. We saw a 3 wide, 4 wide even for a little bit, but unfortunately, you come home second. Tell us about the last lap.
Oh,
Joseph.
sorry. This isn't Joseph. This is Keith Carpenter, last place.
Oh,
Well, even better. How about this? Tell us about your race, Keith.
Oh, my race was doing great. I was getting runs up on high, and then my Oculus died, and I slammed into the wall.
I say, well, we saw you make some momentum moves on the outside. Not quite able to seal the deal, but how hard was it there to pass though for the lead 3 wide on the outside?
Yeah, it was difficult. There was a lot of debris up top, so you'd get a run up there, and then you'd start to lose a little bit of speed and control, so you'd have to drop back down, which I think you guys saw I did quite often.
Yeah, but anybody want to thank him right to this last place run here tonight?
GGT and Wings and Wheels, of course, and just everyone that's been racing in the series.
All right, well, thank you for taking time to speak with us, and hopefully you have better luck next time out.
Thanks.
well, Keith Carpenter that was. And so let's talk with driver who led most of the way. We talked with him during the race, and instead it's third tonight. Aaron, what was your viewpoint on how things went on the final restart?
Yeah, I mean, you're always at a little bit of risk trying to lead the race, with a big draft around such a big oval. And it may not be the best place to try to win the race, but it keeps you out of harm's way for, a lot of potential incidents. With that push from Ray on the back straight, I thought that was enough to really keep the 13 car off me, for the last corner coming to the front straight. And I think he was just trying to propel us further past the car and the corner and just push a little bit too much, got the car upset. So nothing intentional from anyone, and is what it is.
How would you describe the racing itself, though, throughout the night in this package?
Yeah, seem good. It's like NASCAR restrictor plate racing with Mazda, so it's pretty interesting. You don't see that every day. And most of my race was fortunately viewed from the front, so I can't say I didn't enjoy it.
On that note, Road Atlanta up next on the schedule. Your thoughts on Road Atlanta?
Hey, I've done quite a few real life MX-5 Cup races at Road Atlanta. It's it's got the best of everything as a racetrack for this car. It's got the draft factor down the long back straight and then coming out of turn 12. But it's also pretty technical, so it'll be a race between the fastest cars in the field. But it'll still have some of that MX-5 Cup style racing with the draft and variability that causes. So it'll be a wild one.
Any shout out you'd like to give here tonight?
I'm sorry.
Any shout out you'd like to give here tonight?
I'll just thank you to Wings and Wheels for putting on the series and everybody for showing up. It's been fun to be a part of it so far this year, and I hope we can keep the good races coming.
Thank you very much for your time, Aaron.
Thank you.
Aaron Jeansonne rounding out our discussions here tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for taking time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on Maconi Entertainment. As mentioned, our next broadcast for the series, Road Atlanta. Your thoughts on Charlotte, though, Braden?
We knew it was going to be a race of attrition, and it was no lack thereof. I mean, it was definitely a survivor's race, and we saw Ray Mobile get his first win and barely beat out Joseph Burns and Aaron Jeansonne from getting their first win. So a couple races left in the season, a couple races left to cap it off on a good note. I'm sure that's exactly what we're going to do.
Once again, that'll be October the 3rd. Coverage starts approximately 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Maconi Entertainment. On that note, it's time to say goodbye. Calling the auction tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Brian Laster. Robert Hill Jr. was our producer. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's action. I'll be stay tuned to our social media pages for our next broadcast. Thanks to the entire staff for working to bring this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.